We've all had some grainy video footage, but in this video, I want to show you how to remove it in After Effects. So I know why you're here. You want to know how to remove grain from your video footage. Let's dive right in and get right into After Effects. And as you can see, I've imported some video footage. It's from my drone. It was dark. I had to crank up the ISO, and as you can see, we have a grainy image, but we're going to fix that. We're going to jump over here and hit remove grain, and we're going to grab this and throw it on the footage. Zoom in here and we can see it already working. As you can see how that looks compared to that. Grain here, and it smoothed this out. So it gives you a preview window, but then you can also go down here and go ahead and hit final output, and it puts it over the whole thing. So now we have footage that is not so grainy, but it softened it up some. As you well know, that's what anytime it's going to remove the grain, it's going to soften your image up. It's going to reduce the sharpness. So we can mess with some of the settings here, and if we go down to temporal filtering, hit enable, we can see that the amount of filtering, you crank this down, if we go all the way down, and then just jack this up to where all of this is a lot better than it is now. And actually 100% is actually really good. Some of these settings you won't even have to mess with. You can tweak them, you know, one way or the other just a little bit, but you won't have to do a whole lot. In some cases you will. I would tell you the biggest thing that you're going to find that you need to do is go down here to sampling instead of automatic. So if you go up here to noise sampling, and you can see that this is where it's gathered the information and told the effect what to do. So if we change this to manual, then it stacks all 8 of them right here on this box, and we can actually move them. But I don't like 8, so let's just jump down here to say 6. Let's say 5. So we can move each one of these and get a different perspective on where it actually now it will work a little different. Now if we go back to final output and 100%, as you can see, it still softened it up, but now we can go up here to this is noise reduction. That's exactly how much it does. I mean, if you take it all the way down, it ain't done nothing. This is kind of the strength. If you go up to too much, then you're just really, you know, you're going to soften it up so much that it's going to lose. You're going to lose all your sharpness. But you got to find what the middle of the road is. Let's say 96.96 be good. Now passes is 3. That's how many passes the actual effect goes over your footage. The more passes it takes, the better it's going to be, but then you're going to lag. And then at some point it's going to get to where it won't do any more than what it's already done. So I usually just keep that right there. And then we're going to go down here to fine tuning. And what we do here is, if we've got some just funky colors within our noise, because we all know that it's color noise is what's taking place. It can't, your sensor is not getting a hold of all the information, and you're jacking it up and it's moving things around. So this chroma suppression, it actually kind of fixes some of that. And then the texture kind of brings back a little bit of the sharpness. So if I crank this way up, and as you can see, we're introducing a lot of artifacts into our footage. So we can't go too much, but we can go a little bit without it introducing anything. The biggest thing is you can tweak some of these fine-tuning settings and get where you want to be. And then that's pretty well it. I mean, you just take it to where you want to take it, and it'll clean your footage up. And you know, I always wondered, how can you clean video footage? I take a lot of pictures, and I clean pictures up in Lightroom, but how did I do my video footage? So when I figured out that After Effects does this, oh, it was a game changer for me. Because sometimes you just got to shoot low light, and you're going to have some grain. You want to be able to fix that to an extent. You're not going to fix all of it, but to an extent, if you fix it to where it's usable, then you haven't lost a whole evening of shooting that you might have needed, and just didn't have the right lens, or didn't have the right camera with the dynamic range that you needed. But anyway, I hope you got something out of this, and if you did, please hit that like button. Comment down below. Tell me if this is something that you use or you would use. Make sure you subscribe. Stay focused, and I'll see you next time.